Good evening, everyone, and welcome here to Kean University at Cougar Field in Union, New Jersey, the setting for the 2023 Group 3 softball final, featuring the Steinert Spartans, 20-5, champions of the South, taking on the Morris Knolls Golden Eagles, ranked number 18 in our top 20. Steinert ranked number 19. Morris Knolls 24-4 on the season, champions of the North in our fourth and final public school softball championship game here today, and the sixth overall state championship game to be played over the course of the last two days here at Kean. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long. So glad that you could join us here on NJ.com, your exclusive broadcast home for the 2023 NJSIAA Spring Championships. Steinert, led by head coach Jennifer Melker, making their sixth all-time appearance in the state finals. They've gone 3-2 in their previous trips, 3 state championships in Group 4, 2004, and then winning twice here at Group 3 in 2016 and 2018. The 2018 team also claimed the Tournament of Champions title after defeating Immaculate Conception that season. For Morris Knolls, they're making their third all-time appearance in the state softball finals and first since 2010. They went 2-0 in the previous appearances, both in the Group 4 ranks, defeating Edison in 1980 and defeating Eastern in 2010. Morris Knolls rode to the championships. They defeated Paramus, Sparta, Roxbury, and then held on for a 12-11 victory in the state semifinals against Cranford. Steinert's road to Kean included victories against Freehold Borough, Allentown, Colts Neck, Robbinsville, and then Shawnee, defeating them in the semifinals. Morris Knolls will be the home side. They are in the black and gold. In the black, green, and white is Steinert. Mia Pope is going to lead things off for the Spartans. She's the shortstop. Bianca Walsh hits second. She's the second baseman. Sierra O'Neill hitting third. The third baseman. Izzy Bonacci, the pitcher, hitting fourth. Addison Hassan, the catcher, hitting fifth. Katie Samanka, designated player, hitting sixth. Paige Schultz hitting seventh, playing first base. Abigail Mazer, the left fielder, hitting eighth. And McKenna Spack, the center fielder, hitting ninth. And the first pitch of the night is a strike for Lee Klitschkowski, the starting pitcher in the circle for Morris Knolls. That one's fouled back quickly ahead of the count, now 0-2. Klitschkowski, a junior, pitching to a 1.97 ERA this season, 98 strikeouts, 29 earned runs, and 103 innings of work. The 0-2 is fouled off to the left side by Mia Pope. Pope is a freshman, but hitting .507 on the season for Steinert. 16 RBIs, 38 hits. She went 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored in the semifinals. She wasted that one to the left side and out of play. Klitschkowski went the distance for a win in her last time out against Cranford. As that is knocked down, nice play at shortstop. What a dazzling web gem of a play! Jess Waldo with the finest defensive play in all of the state championship games so far. Went deep in the hole, dove down, and then had the arm strength to still get it over to Jessica Fox. A 6-3 putout of spectacular variety there as Pope is retired for the first out at the top of this first inning. That brings up Bianca Walsh. Walsh, .475 hitter on the season. 1 homer, 27 RBIs, 28 hits. Went 1 for 3 and produced her lone home run of the season with 3 RBIs against Shawnee. As Klitschkowski missing to the outside. Bleachers still abuzz after that defensive play deep in the hole at short. Just Waldo outstanding to get that first out of the game, but now 3-1 count in favor of Walsh. Try to become the first base runner for Steinert in this Group 3 final. That one is slashed and will fall into left field for a base hit. So Bianca Walsh gets the first hit of the evening. First hit of the game for Steiner. They've got one on and one out here in the top of the first. Brings up Sierra O'Neill, the senior. .548 batting average on the season for O'Neill. 5 homers, 40 RBIs on the year. 46 hits as well. Power threat here, setting that one foul down the right field line. O'Neill 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored in the state semifinals. Klichkowski's pitch low and to the outside. Who will join the other public schools that claimed the hardware in their respective state finals here earlier today. 1-1, rise ball outside the zone. It's now 2-1. In our first game of the day, Marlboro claimed their first ever Group 4 state championship, winning in 10 innings, 1-0. That time going around for a strike to even the count at 2-2 was O'Neill. In a Group 1 final, Cedar Grove won their 6th state championship in school history with a 5-0 win against Clayton. 2-2. That one is into right field for a base hit. Now it's going to be back-to-back base hits produced by Steiner to have the Spartans with something brewing here at the top of the first. Runners at first and second with one out. In our most recent game, Haddon Heights repeated as Group 2 state champions, thanks in part to outstanding pitching of Sophia Bordy, a perfect game and a 3-0 win. Now we have our fourth and final game here in the Group 3 final. Izzy Bonacci, the senior, coming up to the plate. The pitcher here today trying to help her own cause out. .338 batting average on the year, 3 homers, 27 RBIs. Klichkowski still trying to find her accuracy right now. Control all over the place. If it weren't for that dazzling play at short, there could be bases loaded or even one run already home in this inning. The Steiner hitters have gotten solid contact in their offering so far against Klichkowski. 1-1 the count, or 2-1, the count. With one out here in the top of the scoreless first. Jammed, fouled straight back to even it now at 2-2. Bonacci went a perfect 4 for 4 with a homer, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored in the state semifinals. The 2-2 taken high. It's now run full, 3-2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Bonacci's shaking her head, but she's going to want that same outside corner when she heads to the circle. That's the second out of the inning. Still runners at first and second. First strikeout of the game for Klichkowski. As that's taken in for a strike against Addison Hassan. The sophomore, .358 hitter on the year. Went 1 for 4 with a homer, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored against Shawnee in the state semifinals. The 0-1. No call. They're looking for an appeal down to the first base umpire, but nothing was granted, so it remains a ball, 1-1. Pair of singles accounting for the base runners on first and second here for the Spartans. Klichkowski trying to expand the strike zone. Umpire not falling for it. 2-1 the count. Leah Ketkowski's pitch there is too low, and it's now 3-1. Samanka, the designated player, hitting 6 in the lineup, waiting on deck. If this inning and this at-bat continues. 3-1. That one is driven, popped in foul territory. Good effort there by Rady, down the right field line, just couldn't get to it. Julia Fox out in left field, Cruz in center field, Rady in right. Haley Pasenka down at third, Gesualdo made the dazzling play at short. Heineman at second, Jessica Fox at first, and Udina doing the catching. That one is sawed off, could be trouble. That'll fall into the outfield for a base hit. That's going to score the first run of the game for Steinert. An RBI single by Addison Hassan has driven in the first run of this state championship for the Spartans. That fell in shallow right center field for the first RBI of the state championship. 3 hits in this first inning now for Steinert. As that'll bring up Katie Samanka. Samanka, the sophomore, 288 hitter on the year, 19 runs driven in, 15 hits. Samanka 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored in the state semifinals. Brooke DeWitt, number 24, the runner, in for Hassan down at first base. That could be trouble, but it's in foul territory and making the pop-out play. Pasenka to make the third and final out. But Steinert uses 3 hits to generate 1 run there in the top of the first inning. The Spartans will take the initial 1-0 lead here in the Group 3 final. As now we get ready for the bottom of the first, and the first time we'll see the Morris Knolls offense come to bat. Now as we get ready for Morris Knolls to take their first hacks here at the state championship, let's meet the Morris Knolls lineup here today. Taylor Heineman leading off and playing at second base. Sophia Cruz hitting second and playing in center field. Gabby Gesualdo hitting third and doing the work at shortstop. Julia Fox hitting fourth and playing in left field. Bryce Udina is doing the catching, hitting fifth. Anna Cheminsky is the designated player in the lineup, hitting sixth. Jessica Fox hitting seventh and playing at first base. Michaela Rady will hit 8th and play in right field. And Leah Klechkowski, the pitcher, will hit 9th. Izzy Bonacci is the pitcher in the circle here today for Steinert. Bonacci with a 1.60 ERA on the season, 143 strikeouts on the year, 23 earned runs in 103rd innings of work. So Bonacci not only a threat at the plate, but also a pitcher and an imposing figure here, as Bonacci is also going to be donning the sunglasses as she's getting to throw here today. Stake to a 1-run lead. As now Morris Knolls, 24-4 on the season, get their first opportunities to attack at the plate. Taylor Heineman is going to be the leadoff hitter. Heineman, a freshman, 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bases in that win against Cranford. Takes that first offering from Bonacci for a strike, 0-1. Outside corner again for Bonacci, quickly ahead of Heineman, 0-2. That was certainly a crazy game for the Golden Eagles. They led Cranford at one point 10-0 early in that state semifinal before having to win in extra innings 12-11. As Heineman slashes at that one to the left side. By winning against Cranford, they have advanced to their first state championship final since 2010. And they have won 3 straight 1-run games this postseason. So they are the Cardiac Kids right now in Group 3. Heineman, the leadoff hitter, hitting from the left side, 0-2 count against her. Again, tries to slap at it. Hits that one foul down the third baseline. And away from her father, Keith Heineman, the head coach at Morris Knowles. Bonacci's 0-2, missing outside. As Hassan was trying to frame that outside corner of the plate, 1-2 the count. One-two, Heineman slaps at it, fielded by Pope at short, over in time for a 6-3 ground out. So we've seen a couple of nice defensive gems by both shortstops to go against the first hitters batting here in the first inning. Heineman is retired, and that'll bring up Sophia Cruz. Cruz, a freshman, .455 hitter on the season, hitting from the left side. Bonacci hits the outside corner for a strike. Cruz went 2 for 3 with a run scored and a stolen base in the semis. A 1 dropped in a bucket as well. Bonacci throwing strikes early and often in these at-bats. It's now 0-2 in her favor. Oh, 2 as that releases outside the zone, and now that makes it a 1-2 count with one out here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 lead already for Steiner. Steiner trying to bring home what would be their 4th state championship in history. Sent back the other way on top of the opposing dugout. It's now still 1-2 the count. Steiner has scored 9 runs over the last 2 innings following a lightning delay of their Group 3 state semifinal to break open what was at that point a 4-4 game and win in lopsided fashion 13-4 against Shawnee. So both these teams, they're used to scoring a lot of runs. Again, good long at-bat here for Morris Knowles and Sophia Cruz. One, 2. Cruz over to the left side again in foul territory, but unable to corral that one was O'Neill. Mazer out in left field, back in center. Gia DeMeglio, the flex player, she's out in right field. O'Neill down at third. Pope made the play in the first out at short. Walsh at second. Schultz at first. And Hassan doing the catching for Bonacci. Again, it's a 1-2 pitch. There's strike 3 called on the outer side. Bonacci secures her first strikeout of the afternoon. And there's 2 away to begin this bottom of the first inning. Gabby Gesualdo, the senior shortstop, stepping in for the first time. Hitting third in this Golden Eagle lineup. Takes that one for a strike, 0-1. Gesualdo went 1 for 5 with a double and an RBI in the state semis. Taken again for a strike. Bonacci starting to find her location, that control becoming a factor here. Now 0-2 the count. Oh, 2 missing high. It's now 1-2. Steiner scoring 1 run on 3 hits in the top portion of this inning. Bonacci trying to produce a 1-2-3 of her own at the bottom of this inning. That missed high. It's now 2-2. 2-2 the count with 2 outs and nobody on base here in the bottom of the first inning. Morris Knowles, the home side in this state final. 2-2. Outside corner. No, just missed on the outside. Count runs full of 3-2 as Gesualdo will have another opportunity to bat here. Bonacci's full count. Out straight back by Gesualdo. We thank all softball fans for having tuned in at any portion of this weekend so far to this coverage. 2 non-public finals yesterday, 4 public school championship games here today. The 3-2. This time, ball 4, and there's a 2-out base runner here for Morris Knowles in the bottom of the first inning. Good eye at the plate there by Gesualdo, battling back after falling into an initial 0-2 count. Brings up Julia Fox now. Fox went 3 for 5 with a double, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored in the semifinal. Runner was bluffing like she was going to head down to second. It is a strike called against Julia Fox, so 0-1 the count in favor of Bonacci. The runner is going this time. That throw was offline, goes into center field, and also was a ball on the play. So runner down at second base now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. 1-1 the count against Julia Fox. Stolen base for Gabby Gesualdo. Didn't run on the first pitch, ran on the second time. Good back up there to center field. Shallow center field by Steiner. Make sure he didn't get away. Gesualdo is off and running again. And safe down at third base. The helmet also knocked off at the tail end of the process, so back-to-back swipes of the bag by Morris Knowles, and they're running wild. Gesualdo now all the way down to third base. Infield now venturing in for Steiner. Hot shot right back into the glove of the pitcher. Bonacci robbing Julia Fox of what would have been a tying RBI. Cat-like reflexes there by Bonacci in the circle. Had little time to react, and she did the exact thing she needed to do. She stops that one tying the score up at 1-1. We head to the second inning here at Kean University. Still remains a 1-0 lead for the Steiner Spartans as you're watching coverage of the 2023 Group 3 softball final here on NJ.com.